Hello everyone, and this is Solomon. I'm here to explain you two Java programs. One is bank program. If you go to a bank, how to deposit, withdraw, and view balance. All this procedure. So how this is going to happen? For that, we have some code, right? That code, and one more thing is an general calculator. General operators like addition, multiplication, division. It's nothing but calc we call. So it's a calculator, scientific calculator. So first we'll go with our bank operation. So first I'm importing Java, java.util.star. This is we need to import this. So we are creating an interface here. This both concepts are based on interface. So interface. Transaction. So in transaction we have deposit, withdraw, and view balance. So void deposit, void withdraw, and void balance. So interface displayable, void display. So when we want to display, so we use interface display here. So first we need to enter like account details of an user. So abstract class, his name, class name is account. So string account name, int account number. So account number will be in integer, so account number. So double in balance, because the balance will be in points, right? So 2000.25 paisa, so it need to be in double. So we are importing a scanner class here, scanner class. So you know the procedure of a scanner class and syntax of the scanning. So account, so system.out.println. So we are printing a line for the user. So enter his name. So when he enters his name, this name will be stored in account name ss dot next line. So here next line, this means it is in character. So it will store as a name, so alphabetical, so we use line. So if it is an integer, we use next dot in next int. If we use double value, so next dot next double. In this way, here we use next line and the next int for our account number. Then next we go for, so public class bank one extracted from account. So this bank one is extracted from the account. So this is a main class. So this is a child class. We are abstracting it from there. So bank one is extracted from account, implements transaction and displayable. So double amount, so amount will be in the double value, so it's then double. So scanner, we are using a scanner class here, scanner class in system dot int. So public void display, so public void display, uh, just a second. Yeah, scanner class we use, as I said, we know the syntax. So public void deposit. So deposit is nothing but adding the money to the available balance. So if I have zero balance, if I deposit 10,000, so 0 plus 10,000, so my balance will be 10,000. In this way, the things goes. So system.out.println, enter the amount to be deposited. So the amount entered here will be deposited. So this value will be stored in amount. So that's why we are using ss dot next double. So amount, if we enter like a 10,000 rupees, 25 pies, so it need to be in double. So we use here, so balance equal to balance plus amount. So balance plus amount gives us the balance. So next, public void withdraw. So if I'm gonna withdraw my amount, that is deducted from the balance. So system.out.println, enter the amount to be withdrawn. So how much amount you want to withdraw? So amount equal to ss dot next double. Actually in this program we are using double, but if we go to our normal banks or ATMs, we can't withdraw 500 rupees 25 pies. It will be in integer, but the deduction and adding money will be in double. So the amount we can withdraw is, actually it is in integer, but we can use double, so I'm using double. So if amount is greater than balance, so what is amount? The amount I want to withdraw. So if it is greater than amount, then it will print as in insufficient fund, or invalid, we can keep anything here. So this is our printing statement as we can use. If this case is fail, if the amount is less than the balance, so we can take the money, right? If I'm having balance 10,000, if I want 15,000, I can't take. So if a balance is 10,000, if I want a 5,000, 9,000, or 10,000 even, I can take. So else balance equal to balance minus amount, then this will withdraw my amount. I'm sorry, withdraw. So next, if I want to display public void balance, view balance. So if I want to view my balance, how much balance do I have before I withdraw? So system.out.println, this will display my balance, what is there. So next, if I want to display my details, complete details of my user. So if any user want to display all his details including account number, actually this is not available, this is not existing in our banks right now, but I don't know whether it may come in future, but we are using in this program. So system.out.println, customer name, so account holder name will be printed, then account number will be printed, balance will be printed. So next, public static void strings, from here our main code starts. So int character. So what's this character? If I to execute all these things, we need some good procedure or form. So this is the procedure is here. So bank one equal to b equal to new bank one. So we are scanner class, we are using scanner class to take an integer. So do this will be printed to the user clearly: deposit, withdraw, view balance, display, and exit. So what I want to do, so then he will enter. If I want to deposit, he will enter 1. If I want to withdraw, he will enter 2. If I want to view balance, enter 3. So display 4, he will enter. This value will be stored in character ch. That's what we are taking here. So next we need to use switch case to switch the condition or cases, or to check this. So normally we use for while loop or a do while loop for execution. Here we are using switch case. So in switch case, this is one of the important area, switch case. If I'm gonna not give this break here, what's gonna happen? So if I'm not going to give this break, all this will be executed at a time. So if I don't give any break here, so it will deposit, it will withdraw, it will view balance, it will display, all these things will be happened. That's why we are using break. So if this case, if I am entering 1, it will execute only 1, and if I'm going to enter 2, it will execute only the character or the function what is present in the 2. So that's why we are using break. So break is one of the important keyword in programming. So case 1, I want to deposit, so b dot deposit. So this will go to the deposit function, it will function there and execute our program. In the same way, withdraw and view balance, display will happen. Or default is in another case, or you can use case 5 also, not a problem. So default is nothing but except these 4 cases. If you enter anything, it will come into default, and it will print invalid choice. So this will break here. While character is 5, this will come out of the program. So let's run our code, how this is going to execute, and check. So running this, yeah, enter the account holder name. So I'm entering my name, Solomon. So my account number is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, 9 is my account number till that. So I wanna, first my balance will be 0. So view balance, first we'll go with view balance. So view balance is my 0 view balance. So next I'm gonna deposit my some amount. Okay, I'm gonna with 1, I'm gonna deposit a 50,000 rupees in my bank. So now my balance will be 50,000. Okay, now I'm gonna withdraw my I want some money to buy something. So I'm gonna withdraw my I'm gonna withdraw 10,000 rupees from my account. Okay, so now if I view my balance, that will be 40,000. So I withdrawed 10,000, so my balance is 40,000. If I'm going to withdraw now 50,000, which is not available in my balance, then it will show in invalid choice. Or in this case we can keep I'm sorry, it's not the case invalid choice, because I should withdraw now. Sorry, number 2, now withdrawing amount I want to enter as 50,000, then it will show insufficient fund. So I have only 40,000 in my account, so I can withdraw up to 40,000. So if I'm gonna display my details now, view balance once again 40,000, and I want to display my uh, all the details what I want. So customer name is Solomon, account number is 123 up to 9, so my balance is 40,000. So in this way our bank program, ATM program, runs in the background. So you can give for clarification. uh, So to make your program little good, you can give in this way. So it will give you clear good, little good. I need to stop the code running, and then I can work on. So uh, yeah, see, yeah, we can see here. Now I'm gonna run my code. It's the same code. So again, account holder name Solomon, account number 123 to 9. So I deposit a money of 50,000. Okay, so now I want to display, and now you can see clearly customer name Solomon, account number 123 up to 9, balance is 50,000. In this way our bank code runs. So now let's go for our second program, that is our calci or calculator general operations and trigonometrical operation. So now let's go into the code. First we need to import the mathematical tools from our packages or our inbuilt programs. So we are importing, we are taking package com dot company and import java dot util dot star, as we know, and we need to import math dot we need to import math dot java dot sorry import java dot math dot star. So I'm importing all mathematical tools. So we are using this program is also based on interface. So interface mathematical operator, for mathematical operator we use void, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulus. I'm not going to explain every line, but I'm going to explain you what is the main function and what how this code is going to execute. So I hope you will understand. And a trigonometrical operable, we have sine function, cos function, and tan function. We can use cosec function and uh, tan function. We have oppositely cot function. So in this way, because cot function is nothing but 1 by tan function, so I'm not using that. You can implement all the things when you execute. So normally I'm going with these three functions. So abstract a class calculator. So I'm using a class name called calculator. So number double number 1 and number 2, so we need to take two numbers only. You can keep n number of numbers if you want, if you have patience, and if you want to do, you can have any number of numbers. So for the addition, multiplication, and division. So let's go. So double number, because even if I give 5.2 plus 7.9, it need to add and divide and subtract, multiplication, everything. So I'm using double. It can be integer, but I'm using double for my clear calculation. So calculator, we have scanner class. We have you know how to implement scanner class and syntax of scanner class. So scanner class ss equal to new. So ss is my key what I'm taking. So new scanner system dot in. So we are taking a scanner class here. So enter the first number. So first number will be stored in number 1. So as I'm taking double, I need to take here next ss dot next double. So in the same way, number 2 also will be stored. Next we need to go to the calculation part. Class operator extracted from calculator. So that is a super class. This is a subclass. So we are extracting operator operation from calculator. So implementation, mathematical and trigonometrical, all the operators. So public void addition, so addition is nothing but adding two numbers, so double add equal to number 1 plus number 2. So here we need to mention the data type of the variables what we are using. If it is an integer, we need to mention here integer. If it is a double, we need to mention it is a double. So adding two numbers, so n1 plus n2. So what will be the output? A plus addition, nothing but this value will be printed here. The same way subtraction, if a number 1 is greater than a number 2, then double subtract number 1 minus number 2, then the value will be printed here. Else if a number 2 is greater than number 1, then number 2 minus number 1, here it will be printed as the value. So we need to check right the conditions before we subtract. So next we come to our multiplication part. Multiplication is nothing but multiplying two numbers, so number 1 into number 2. To perform this multiplication, subtraction and addition, that's why we are importing our mathematical, as we see here, import java.math. We are taking the tool, that's why we are importing to perform this program operations. To perform these operations, we are importing those things. So division, so if a number 1 is greater than number 2, double division, number 1 divided by number 2. System.out.println, this will print the value of division. Else if number 2 is greater than number 1, then number 2 is divided by number 1, then this will print the division value. And when we come to our modulo part, that will give us the remainder of a division. So if we divide 2 with 4, but then we'll get the remainder as 0. That's what we expect in modulos. So if number 1 is greater than number 2, mod number 1 percentage number 2, then this will print the value of the modulo. If number 2 is greater than number 1, then this number 2 is modulo by number 1. That's all. And if we come next to public static sine function, this is trigonometrical functions. When we check here, number 1 math dot, this is an inbuilt value, so we can find in our programs itself. So all these values will be assigned in the program background. So this all values we have in the program compiler itself. So number 1 math dot to radius number 1. So this value we get a sine function, we get this value for number 1, and this will be printed here, plus a float math dot assign number 1. So we are using float because the values will be the sine value. If we take exact sine 90, we have a constant value, but if I take an sine 15 or sine 2, then it have a floating value. So that's why we use float here. So in the same way, cos function is also executed. So math dot to radians, in the same way tan function also executed. Now we come to the displaying part of the user. So the displaying main part for the user. So public class we are using here. So from here our main function starts, operators. This we are taking in numbers from the user. We need to take one number because what he want to perform with the numbers. So this all will be printed. So you can use a single line to print all these things by adding a new line here, slash n, but I'm using all these lines. You can use like slash n and no, yeah, if you use slash n, and if I'm gonna enter like a 2, now this will work. If I'm gonna enter this is gonna work. So I'm using a little elaborately, so to explain clearly I'm using this way. So all this will be printed, printing statement. So if input object, this input object is an integer, so this will store the value in input. So if input double equal to 1, what is addition? So 1, then this will go and perform the o dot addition. So this will perform the addition process. Else if it is 2, for 2 we have subtraction, for the 3 multiplication, 4 division. In this way all these will be called by the function and go and work in the respective places. So in this way all this will work. So if I'm going to enter 9, this will break because there is no ninth statement, and this is going to come out of the program. So let's run our code, check how it's going to work. Hopefully you can see, enter the first number. So first number will take as 5, okay, and second number as 6 or 7 will take as 7 or 6, yeah, 6. So yeah, as I said, all this will be printed. So you can take the same line for the printing statements, you can take n number of lines, as I showed. So I'm gonna first with addition. Okay, let's see addition. 5 plus 6 is 11. So yeah, sum of numbers are 11. If I'm gonna to continuously, we can check here. To subtraction of two numbers is 1. Next, multiplication of three numbers is 30. Sorry, two numbers is 30. Division of those numbers of 5 divided by 6, nothing but 6 divided by 5 is nothing but 1.2. And then if I'm gonna have my modulo function, then it need to give a remainder as 1. We know that. So now let's see the sine function. As I said, value of a sine function, value of phi, it will be in double. That's why we used double there in our program. So if I'm gonna go with cos function, it's in double, and if I gonna go with tan function, it's even in double. So if I'm gonna enter 9, then this is an invalid input and it comes out of the program. So in this way we can build our calc or calculator or general simple calculator with mathematical and trigonometrical operators. So hope you understand this video. That's all. Thank you.